But the warehouse is finally quiet. One reason that I'm reviewing so late is because there was a wind storm all day here in Wyoming. I mean, all damn day. 20-mile-an-hour wind. This whole warehouse was just shaking, rocking, and rolling. And I'll probably film that just to show you what it's like. I will. Hear that? Thunderstorm. Be ready for it if you move to Wyoming. It's constant. I didn't today, though. I waited till late. But should be a fun GRV. When I do reviews, I don't care if it's on a watch like this, a knife, a flashlight, a gun, clothing, backpack, whatever. Generally speaking, I try to build some suspense of what my final thoughts on the item are. Every review is a performance piece. It's got to be entertaining. If it's not entertaining to me personally, I will never post that review. It's got to hold my attention. Informative, yes, but you can go to the website of the manufacturer, find out everything you need to find out, call it good. I think guys tune into TMP and have for many, many years now. We're in year 18, by the way, because they trust my judgment. They know that I will not lead you astray intentionally. In other words, sometimes I'm wrong, but I didn't know I was wrong at the time. I'll correct it in the description below, but generally speaking, when you get a data point from the Nut N Fancy project on whatever item I'm reviewing, it will stand the test of time. Many, many, many examples of this, especially when I swam against the current and I said, this gun sucks or this gun is awesome. I went against what the internet was saying and I proved to be right in the long term. The Rex Zero was that way. Pistol, a long time ago. Just one example. Now, sometimes when an item is really, really bad, I mean, it sucks in my testing and it gets to it pissing me off. It really pisses me off. So if the item pisses me off, like a gun and how it shoots, its reliability, lack thereof, or on the flip side, if it's really, really good, sometimes I don't have a suspenseful review. I'll just tell you at the outset my opinions. And they're both out of passion. Either I really hate the item and I really want to tell you quickly, or I really love the item and I really want to tell you quickly.
Something I've been wanting to tell you.
What are you doing?
I love you.
Dude, get off me. I don't feel the same, all right? I hate you. Oh, did you just queef?
Yeah.
Gross. All right, well, I'm gonna leave now. Do me a favor, lose my number and never contact me again, you disgusting bitch. God. By the way, it looks like you got some herp on your lip.
And guess what? This is the ladder. That's right. We're here in the very quiet, ghost-ridden warehouse, by the way. Be kind to the ghosts if they show up, by the way. They are respectful. Be respectful back, please. Yeah, we're here to talk about the Ruger American rimfire bolt-action rifles in all their variations. And I have tested 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, shooting about 2,000 rounds over a span of 2 years. So I have a lot of data. I have a lot of opinion. But I'm going to, again, ruin the suspense for you. And you guys in a hurry that don't want to watch the whole video, you should. Just, I don't know, put it on play and walk out the room, bro. Yeah, give me a play. Just play it, walk out, that's fine. And become a donor. That's actually more important than views. Become a donor. They are the ones that put a few dollars in my pocket for the work, for the entertainment. They paid for the ammunition, the food, the gas, blah, 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 all the stuff I've said. Link below, and you'll see it running in banner. Sorry about that throughout the video. I know it's a little bit irritating, but I have donors leave every month, and so I'm just trying to keep a consistent level. That's all I'm trying to do. Okay, but ruining the suspense of the Ruger American rimfire bolt-action rifle product, no matter which version you get, shall I say all versions? Yeah, I'm just going to go out on a limb. Any version you get is going to be awesome. If you have not waited for this review, congratulations, you got lucky. There's so many dudes that go out and buy this item, then I review it negatively and they're like, oh, shit. And I'll see them in comments, they're like, well, mine's good. And I'm sorry, I'm high integrity. So if I see that comment, I'm not going to say, oh, you know what? I was really wrong in the review. You go ahead and keep it. It's really awesome. I screwed up. I'll stick to my guns or watches or knives. I'll say, this thing sucks. You need to sell that piece of shit immediately. I'm not kidding. I say that all the time. Some guys can take it well. The mature ones do. The immature ones get offended and they usually leave. They're like, whoa, he doesn't know. This is great. What was that shotgun that TD and I reviewed? Oh yeah, the UTAS 15. It was like that. A TMPer contacted me after I posted a very negative review showing it malfunctioning in field. He goes, hey man, I've heard such and such reviewers say this is awesome. I was like, I don't care what they said. They're full of shit. Either they got money under the table, they got the gun for free, you're listening to the wrong voices. I just share what happens. I got no dog in the hunt. I'm not sponsored. There you go. Getting back to the Ruger American rimfire. Yeah, whatever version you buy, it's awesome. Congratulations for making the right choice. And this is what I call kind of a review spoiler. Not what I'm doing right now, but the gun itself. Because here we have what I consider to be a value-priced product made in America by Ruger in a lot of different forms. I mean, we have what variations? The standard, the compact, the wood stocked variations. I think those might be tallow variations. The target and the long range target variation, which by the way is non-existent. I can't find it anywhere. But in the standard and compacts, we have a lot of different variations. You have your choice of 22 long rifle, 22 mag, 17 HMR, whatever variation you bought, congratulations once again. But these are review spoilers because I test a value rifle, rimfire rifle like this for a decent low value price. And then I go to something like the Springfield Armory 2020 and it just chokes. It had a bad time. Watch that review. I review the Christensen Arms Ranger, same story. And that was this year. And I come away from testing those supposedly high-end guns and I'm like, dude, I can go out and pop a few hundred for a Ruger American rimfire, call it good. For whatever reason lately, I've had non-TMPers come up to me and they know that I'm a gun guy and they're asking me, hey dude, do you know about guns? And I don't lie, I go, yeah. How much do you know? I was like, most things. And he goes, what's a good 22 bolt action rifle? Without hesitation, I just go Ruger American. Really, you think? And I'm like, dude, you asked, I'm telling you, Ruger American. Get your caliber of choice, the stock of choice, your barrel of choice, same action. It's awesome. Again, I have thousands of rounds of experience with this. Kill shots. Did I tell you that? Kill shots. Here's the other one I'm bringing into the warehouse here. This is my Ruger American Target in 17 HMR. This is an 8320 SKU. It is a fantastic gun. Let me show you this side right here. It is suppressed right here. Has a Sparrow suppressor on it. Yeah, I've had kill shots. Where are we at with this? 14 kill shots. There's my ballistics table with my Ruger American 17 HMR. 8350. My sticker here says 8 pounds 15 ounces as configured. And you know what? Good. I know I'm an SAWC guy. I know I am, but this is a non-traveling rifle. It's going to travel very little, and I want the weight for stability. Now, if you think that's a new take here in the project, it is not. I've always said that. If you're not traveling with your rifle, if you're bench rest shooting, weight is your friend. It settles a rifle. You can make better shots. Yeah, so lots of experience. My favorite caliber is which? What would you think? Out of the three they offer in the rimfire Ruger American, which one do you think is my favorite? I hear a lot of 22s out there. I do. Couple 22 Magnums. Oh, by the way, I do have one in 22 Magnum as well. I didn't bring it into the warehouse. I may roll it in video. It is a standard black stocked, very affordable 22 Magnum. I do love 22 Magnum. I really do. My favorite caliber of the ones they make is 17 HMR. If you're surprised, again, you have not been keeping up with the content flow, you're probably not a donor. You guys get basically 1/5 of what they get. Lots of videos out there. The 17 HMR boys, oh my gosh, do I love it so. I wish I could shoot it recreationally. I much prefer it over 22 long rifle. I do prefer it over 22 Magnum. You saw the velocities on my ballistics table. It's like out to 100 yards, I just do point of aim. Maybe a little bit up, not much. I'll shoot it out to 150. If the wind's kicking, I stay within 100 yards. It's a lightweight bullet, very lightweight, I get it. But damn, it connects to the vermin and it does its job at a very affordable price. Low muzzle report, especially when suppressed. Low recoil, low sound. Oh my gosh, do I love 17 HMR. I really do. I reviewed one of the competitive options to this gun. Watch for that in the flow. It is also equally awesome to this one. I'm gonna put a little suspense in there for you for that one. Yeah, they are awesome. They are recommended. And I've already answered the question, would I buy them? Because both of these are my rifles. Now this one is in a probably harder to find olive drab, but it's basically SKU number 8303. It's a 22 long rifle compact, taking 10-22 magazines. It does come with one 10 rounder, your standard 10-22 magazine. The BX25s will go in there. That is another huge benefit of these guns, the magazines.
Shooting out a stash.
Okay, getting to why I love them so much. Not only do they shoot so very well, reliably, accurate, we'll look at paper, but you have the amazing versatility of the magazines.
Come on, baby, shoot it.
You know, shooting a bolt-action rifle with a 10-round mag, it's okay. I can do it. I much prefer a 15-rounder, right? Here's a BX15. It takes 22 Magnum or 17 HMR, cleverly labeled, by the way. I know I label everything. Yeah, but you have to. You have to keep organized. Yeah, so this is a great magazine. So that target variation I'm showing you will take this. My 22 Magnum standard will take this. 15 rounds. Easy to reload. I don't have to mess around with a brass tube, a stick magazine sticking out far. If I want to shoot flush, I'll shoot flush. I have the 9 round. So in 22 mag, 17 HMR, you have a 9 round flush sitting in there. That's generally when I'm shooting pests. That's what I'm running. Because sometimes it's on a bipod, sometimes I'm shooting off a wooden structure, sometimes I'm shooting out of the X4 Wolverine. So it makes more sense. But if I want to up my firepower, really easy to do. And since we're talking about magazines, I guess we're talking about features, and then maybe I'll talk about POU as we go. On this variation, it is set up more like a center fire rifle. Okay, and like I said, the weight is good. The weight personally makes me happy. It's a 17 HMR chambering, but this one also was, and I say was past tense because I went to their website tonight and it said discontinued, sad song insert. I guess I should have reviewed it earlier, but they're still out there. I mean, you could go to various gun shops. You'll see a Target variation, this one with this beautiful laminated gray stock. They'll be around. You can find them if you look. But it's set up like a centerfire hunting rifle in my way of thinking. It has a rubber butt pad, which I absolutely love. Do I need it in a 17 HMR? No. I have it wrapped in very high quality 3M electrical tape so it doesn't grab my hoodie. This is a Simms hoodie, link below. I've been talking about these more and more, and no, Simms did not give this to me. I purchased it. They're awesome. They have a hood to prevent skin cancer and to hide from the feds. Back to the gun review. The stock is also amazing. That's because it is conventional, and I do love conventional stocks. I've always said this, especially when they're laminated, when weight is not a consideration, because laminated wood is always going to be a bit heavier. We know this. And sometimes, just sometimes, they will not go to the effort to checker it, because I think it is more difficult and time consuming to do so. So this is uncheckered. Nice pistol grip though. Good stock, very comfortable. No raised comb on this, so if that makes you sad, get a different gun. Free floated barrel in this version, the Target version. There you go. And this groove right here, I really have never paid it any attention, but I guess it's called an Alexander Henry forend. I guess it's for putting on a rope or something, for stabilized shooting. I'm sure that's 100 comments, but here's the thing, I don't give a shit. I've never used it. I'll put it on a bipod with a swivel stud or just rest it conventionally. I mean, it's cool, it doesn't really get in the way, but it's not like, oh my gosh, that's groundbreaking. It's got a way that I can like rest it on a rope and stuff. Don't give a shit. Back to the gun review. The barrel is awesome, cold hammer forged. This one is 0.86 inches in thickness, threaded as you can tell. 1/2 by 28 is the threading on all the Ruger American rimfire products if you get a threaded version. I do recommend that. Having a can on it is so excellent. I mean, this thing is so flippin' quiet. It really is, it's so quiet.
Who's made a difference in your life? Oh, a lot of people. But a lot of people who have allowed me to have some silence. And I don't think we give that gift very much anymore.
Granted, I have a supersonic crack. Don't care, neither does the communist chipmunk. Still much more quiet. Beautiful bluing on this one. Absolutely beautiful. 0 MOA Picatinny rail on there. I think that is the right choice. Some of you guys might say, well, they should have put a 20 MOA rail in there. I beg to differ. I like a 0 MOA. Again, I'm not going long distance with this. I think shooting rimfire, I don't care what it is, 22 long rifle, 22 mag, even 17 HMR, I think it's ridiculous. It's just retarded. Shooting at 300 yards, 400 yards, I can barely hear it at 100 yards. Yeah, you want to prove you're special? Go ahead. It's stupid. That's stupid. I'll use my centerfire for that. Thank you. Back to the gun review. Tang mounted safety. I absolutely love the safety placement on the Ruger American rifles. I think the centerfire is the same way. That also was a rave review as I recollect. So I have reviewed the Ruger American centerfire rifle in 308, posted like a decade ago. Go look it up. I'm probably saying some of the same things here. Nice bolt on there, not screwed in, milled. This, oh, not milled, but mimmed, no doubt. Ruger is an expert in investment casting. Good on him. 60-degree throw. And all the variations that I've tried, very, very smooth. All the Ruger Americans, super smooth, super fast, no hang-ups whatsoever. Getting ahead, jumping ahead to how it shot. Now this gun is hot, so I'm not going to rack this one. This is a live gun ready to answer the invading communist chipmunks, ground squirrels. I'm not joking, by the way. They are communist. I don't know how I know. I just know they are. But very smooth bolt. And again, all the bolts are similar. Nice ejector, nice extractor. Again, I don't recollect any problems with them. Unlike, again, some other bolt action 22s I've reviewed. Having trouble getting the shell casing out, jamming, just weird stuff you wouldn't expect. I mean, a 22 bolt action rifle should be simple, right? Should be. These are nice rings on here. I cannot remember what brand they are, but 1-inch rings. And that scope is a value airgun scope. It's a Hawk Air Max. There's the data on it on the side, and it is recommended. If I can find a link at Pro2A Optics Planet, I'll put it there. It's been great. I did not put super expensive glass on this because, like I said, it's going out to 150 yards. I don't need to spend $1,000, don't have it anyhow, on the scope. And then I've painted my fluorescent markings on there, as you can see, so I know what my come-ups are, where I'm at with any adjustments that I've made. Talking about features, magazine release is extended. All the variations have this. All the variations have the rip-off of the Savage Axis trigger. Screwed that up. The Savage Accu trigger. That's right, it's basically a rip-off, but it's excellent. Adjustable in most variations like this one from 3 to 5 pounds. I find them to be excellent, not needing any adjustment whatsoever. Now, I'm planning to do a separate review of the Ruger Precision rimfire. rifle because it's a different animal than these two rifles I'm showing you, and it warrants its own video. Stay tuned. Jumping ahead, it's going to be a positive review also, but different stuff to say in there. POU perhaps. So there are various target variations, precision variations available of the Ruger American product. I did mention briefly that the long range target that they do show on their website, at least for now, I went into Gunbroker to just see if anyone was selling one. I don't see it anywhere. And it looks like probably the most interesting version of them all if you're going to do static shooting. Bench rest, punching holes in paper, killing communists, ground squirrels. It looks really cool, but I've never seen one that I can recollect in person. It was on their website. It looks to be awesome. Kind of a different animal, no doubt much more expensive. Features of this one, and we'll talk a little bit about POU here. So if you're going to be doing pest control and you're going to be mobile, maybe not just on foot, but I'm talking like on a motorcycle, a dirt bike, you have some pest control to do in your side-by-side, your four-wheeler, maybe even your truck, you probably want to go with either a standard or compact Ruger American rimfire in your own caliber of choice. This one's in 22 once again. These are going to be super lightweight. They're like 5.5 pounds. That target was 6.8 pounds naked. These are super light. Even the full-length one with a longer barrel is like just 6 pounds, I think. And that one is, let me see, did I write it down? Oh, my 22 Magnum version is a standard black, like I said. It's 8322. It's 6 pounds. So it's going to run the same mags, the BX-15s, or whatever they call that other one, the RX-9s, the 9-rounders that take 17 HMR and 22 mag. If you don't know, it's the same magazine, as you may have seen and noticed from my labeling. Features on this one, 1/2x28 threading once again. Currently, I don't have a can on this because I don't have a ton of cans. They have to be dedicated to certain platforms. Decent bluing, cold hammer forging. The twist rates in these, in 22 long rifle, they're 1 in 16, 22 Magnum, 1 in 14, 17 HMR, 1 in 9, if that is important to you. Free floated all along its length. And interestingly, I didn't even know this, these things are bedded. I think with fiberglass bedding. So they have some imagery on their website. It shows you what the bedding looks like. I'll roll it in. That's pretty excellent. Maybe one reason they're so darn accurate. So you have your bedding screws here at the bottom of your stocks. Just make sure those are tightened. They're hex screws, not slot screws like in a 1022. Yeah, so this thing really cinches up to the bedding, free floats the barrel, giving it the best chance of accuracy. And on this one, I can demonstrate that 60-degree throw. Clearing the bell of the scope, super smooth, super fast. Again, the bolt itself, the bolt knob is excellent. I just love it. I've never been shooting a Ruger American going, man, this is too short. It's getting in the way of this, getting in the way of that. It's pretty awesome. The trigger pull, excellent. I weighed this one at 3.5 pounds. Again, that's out of box. I haven't done nothing to it. Cock on opening, by the way, if you care. And here's the stock on this one. They're plastic stock. This back portion is interchangeable, so you can change the length of pull. And this is not rubber, this is hard plastic, and I think that's a great choice because it will not grab clothing. So you can change, I believe, I know my 22 mags like this, you can change like the rise, the cheek rise, the length of pull. It does have some variability. Look at your instruction manual, it will tell you how to do that. There's your studs right there for your sling, your bipod. This one is not a bench rest forend. It's rather narrow and tapered. Okay, but this is a field gun. Getting back to philosophy of use. This is something that you would shoot on the move, carry with you as you're trekking around the farm, the property, maybe shooting it off a fence post, maybe just going freehand on it. Same Picatinny rail as before. 0 MOA, well done Ruger. Again, super lightweight. Take the magazine out with the extended magazine release, and this button right here releases your bolt. Easy, easy. Now there's some bolt action rifles I've been working with of late that are somewhat tedious. Wait for their reviews, I'll talk about it. This is how it should be, just super simple. There's a look at your bolt face as previously discussed. Awesome. How do I lubricate this? Either with a very light film of grease, and I'm talking like a synthetic lithium grease, or like a synthetic motor oil, like Mobil 1. That's what I use. I use Mobil 1 mostly for most things. Works good. Even sex. It works very, very good for sex as well. Oh gosh, back to the gun review. And remember, this sucker right here, being 22 long rifle, will take your 25 round BX25 magazine, the best in the industry, by the way. And then you've seen those two that are like molded together. So you have two BX25s making, I don't know, a BX50. There you go. Okay, back to POU. Pest control, we pretty much covered that, but the enjoyment factor of shooting these guns is very high. Being a bolt action rifle means you won't go through a ton of ammunition. I mean, you could spend 3 hours and maybe go through 200 rounds of ammo with a group of people. If you're checking your targets, I mean, doing some paper punching, maybe some on steel. That's a cheap afternoon thrill. And they're fun. I talked about no recoil, very little noise. Even if they're not canned, all of them are relatively quiet, especially out of doors. A great gun choice, POU-wise, for circles of death. This is where you print out 3/8-inch circles on a sheet of paper and you put them at like, I don't know, 15 yards. You go to your indoor range and you start shooting. You have competitions, you make a time limit, and yes, I do have a video on this, posted many years ago. It still plays. There you go. Philosophy of use. How did it shoot? Well, I think I've answered that already because I bought the darn things. Amazingly, 100% reliable, 100% accurate. Here's one target, and I'm just bringing one to you because this review will go long enough. Here's my Ruger American 22 long rifle variation. This is not a target rifle. This is a field rifle, so this is not their most accurate version, and this is what it's doing. It's a review spoiler. So if I'm shooting the Christensen Arms Ranger and it does worse than this, I'm like, why? Why? What did I write? Trigger, up arrow. Scope, up arrow. And by the way, this is a Nikon rimfire, 3x9x40. Link below. Another affordable scope. And what do you know? I just used vertically split 1-inch rings on this one on the Zero MOA Picatinny rail. Pretty cool. And incidentally, you may have noticed they do not come with iron sights. They are meant to be scoped. And yes, I know my muzzle cap was loose. I just tightened it up. So delete that comment. Yeah, everything was up arrow. Look at this, dude. Ely match right here. One friggin' hole. One hole. Nice, nice. Aguila Super Extra. Almost one hole. Aguila Super Extra. I have a little flyer there. This is at 50 yards, not 100. At 100 yards, it'd be wider. I give you that. But it's in field conditions. This is in the desert. It's not at a range. Some variability there. CCI, shooting well. Wow. Now, I don't have paper here in the warehouse for this gun because a ghost stole it from me, but it's shooting about the same as you just saw at 100. Okay, and let me give you a representation of that. I do have some paper from its competitive offering, which I told you I would mention. This gun is superbly accurate. We're talking sub-MOA out to 100 yards and 17 HMR. My 22 Magnum, a little bit less accurate. Probably like 1.1, 1.2 inches at 100 yards. It will do better on occasion, but it's not normal for it to do so. 17 HMR, very accurate, but it is very wind sensitive as well. The Tikka T1X is a competitive option. I do have a review. It's done. It will post in the flow somehow. I love that gun. The Tikka product is amazing. It's an enclosed action, very stable, very strong. This is what it did. This is what that Ruger American target will do. The targets look identical. Okay, and you can see I love that Tikka. Trigger, up arrow, smooth, up arrow, fun, up arrow. And by the way, fun is also a factor of how accurate it is for me. Like if I'm shooting a gun and it's not being accurate, I'm doing everything right, the scope is stable, my trigger pull is stable, my breathing is good, and it's not printing, I'm pissed. I am. Like the Christensen Arms Ranger was that way, the Springfield Armory 2022, or 2020, I call it the 2022. The 2020 was that way. I was just very disappointed, you know? Now, you don't need a bolt-action rifle to shoot that well. Here's my Ruger Troy T22 semi-automatic 22. It's doing about the same, if not better. So there's some semi-autos out there that will shoot amazingly. Other competitive offerings, the Marlin 925 discontinued a long time ago. If you can find those, good luck. I have 2 of them. I'm never selling them. The Marlin XT22 also discontinued. If you can find it, never buy it, never sell it. They're amazing, just as accurate as these guns. Savage Mark II, great gun. The magazine I don't like so much. It doesn't have the versatility of this one. I still have my FV SRs. They're great little sniping rifles for critters. The Diana R22 I just tested. That gun was fantastic. It shot very well. Great trigger, great action. It did have the weirdness of a 22 mag length magazine for a 22 LR. But I did like that gun. It is more expensive than the Ruger American. Would I buy any of these flavors, whether it's a standard, compact, Woodstock, Target variation of the Ruger American Rimfire? The answer is a resounding yes. They are awesome. If you have one, congratulations for making the proper choice. Congratulations to Ruger for making such a great, value-packed rimfire bolt-action rifle. They are amazing. They're a standard, really. And unlike some of the ones I just mentioned, you can go out and buy one. I mean, some of the guns that I love are no longer made. This one's being made. Now, the product line changes from time to time. For instance, this olive drab variation, hard to find. But they're out there. You can find them. And even if you got a standard black one, you don't like the color, paint it, Duracoat it, Cerakote it. Easy to do. Solid color, more work to do a camouflage pattern, but doable. Maybe I'll make an update video on that. This is probably my favorite variation, my 17 HMR Target, for all the reasons noted, primarily because I've learned to trust it in the kill. Now, I did not take out the skunk with this because I wanted to use a 223. When I'm serious, I use a centerfire. For fooling around with small critters, 17 HMR is the way to go. And we're done, boys. And a hopefully fun feature-length, jam-packed review is basically a 2-for-1, 3-for-1 review. Again, I'm planning on breaking out the Ruger American Precision in its own video. Let me give you a peek of that gun real quick. It is right here in the warehouse. All the shooting is complete. It shot amazingly as well. There will be a lot of commonality between the 2 videos, but the stock is highly different and maybe a little bit different on the discussion of POU. On the table, by the way, before I say goodbye, is a beautiful Model 59 9mm quintessential early combat handgun, still war ready. These things are legit. I've noticed that Model 59s are harder to find and they've gone up in price. They are recommended. Would I use it to go to war? Yes. Surprised? Go watch the review. You shouldn't be. And then once more, before I put it back into the case, the Komatsu HD605 Quarry dump truck. I will spare you going over its specifications once again. It's just rad. Again, if you have a real one of these, brand new condition, please donate it to the Nut and Fancy Project. We'll use it for doing tactical shoots. And we're done, boys and girls. Make sure you subscribe wherever I post this video. Hit the notification bell. Please become a donor. Stay there for the rest of your life. I lose donors every month. It does make me sad. It does demotivate me. That's right. If I lose enough donors, then I start doing different content, perhaps with a completely different YouTube channel. I'm not joking. Something that could be completely monetized. I don't know, like toy reviews. There you go, just a thought. But for now, the TMP is still chugging along thanks to you guys. We'll see you next video. See you.